So if you're part of a brand new BNI chapter launch, or you're thinking about joining a group that's just getting off the ground, let me give you a reality check right out of the gate. Not every chapter launch actually succeeds. And it's not because the opportunity isn't there or that there's not enough people interested. It's because the right habits and right behaviors aren't in place early enough. So in this video series, I'm going to walk you through exactly what it takes to build a successful BNI chapter. One that's consistently generating real referrals, real business, and real results for its members. And we're going to do that faster, not just eventually, faster, because speed really matters for chapter launches. So let's start there. Speed is everything in a chapter launch. The longer a launch drags out, the more energy drops, the more the excitement will fade, and eventually people will start to disappear. Fast-moving chapters create momentum, and slow-moving chapters, they create a little bit of doubt. So if you want things to work, you can't be just casual about it. So the second piece is inviting. And this is the engine that really drives everything. And yet, most chapter launches, only about 10 to 20% of the group is actually inviting visitors. So think about that. A handful of people are doing all of the work for everyone else. That doesn't build a chapter, that just builds frustration. If everyone simply did their part, this thing would move really quickly. More visitors, more applications, more energy, and more momentum. It's really that simple. It's not always easy, but it is simple. Third, and this seems to be the turning point for every chapter launch I've ever seen, is ownership. At some point, you've got to stop thinking of this as the launch director's group. And you've got to start realizing this is your chapter. Because the moment that that shift happens, everything changes. Members invite more, you engage more, you care more about the group. And the chapter really starts to take off at that point. Until that happens, you're just renting space at some building. After that happens, you're actually building something really meaningful for yourself and your business. Next is energy, and this one gets overlooked all the time. Visitors don't join because of the structure. They don't join because of some script that we're walking through every week. They join because of how the room feels. If the energy is flat, if the room feels forced, if the people look like they'd rather be somewhere else, guess what? Your visitors are going to feel that too. Energy is not an optional thing. You need to check your baggage at the door and show up fired up every time. And that energy, it's got to be protected at all costs. And finally, habits. Because none of this works long-term without consistency. Your weekly attendance, those one-to-one meetings, inviting visitors, following up with them, doing those little things over and over again, that's what builds a 40, 50, 60 member powerhouse of a chapter. Not big moments, it's the daily disciplines that really matter. So here's what this series is going to do for you. We're going to break down each one of these areas: speed, inviting, ownership, energy, and habits. And I'm going to show you exactly how to apply each of these for your BNI chapter. So you can build that chapter that's going to grow faster with less frustration and a whole lot more momentum. Because at the end of the day, this isn't about just launching a chapter. It's about building something that you're really proud of, something that creates real opportunity for you and for everyone else in that room. So let's get to work.